Right on. Well, Xander, let's get started, my man. I'm stoked to have you on. I think the best place to start and the starting point for just about every show is the guest sharing a little bit about who they are. So, Xander, fill us in. Who are you? Where are you from? Where are you at right now? And what are you up to?
Yeah, so I'm Xander Kazanowski. I'm a 20-year-old resident of South Barrington, Illinois, founder and CEO of Wurk Services, and that's what I've been up to the past 10 months. And I couldn't be happier what we've achieved in that time frame. And now that we see where we're going, it's getting way more exciting.
Right on. Well, we'll dig into that a little bit as the show goes on here. But you mentioned you're 20. I'm also 20. So we're the same age. One of us is in college. The other one isn't. And I currently go to the U of M. So for anybody that's out there listening and is excellent at deduction, Xander dropped out of college 10 months ago, right?
Yeah, 10 months ago.
So could you fill us in on what was your decision-making process going into that? I mean, it's obviously a huge decision, dropping out of college, and the United States, it's generally accepted that people go there for 4 years if you want to, quote, be successful in whatever you do. So I'd love to learn a little bit more about why you decided to drop out.
Yeah, and there's a lot of I shouldn't have gone to college in the first place. Like, it's just not my person. It's not my personality.
Why is that? Why do you say that?
Yeah, basically, I'd say institutions like universities and the such, they have predefined majors, and you're gonna go into that, and you're gonna fulfill these requirements and satisfy the need to get this degree or whatnot. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's all quite arbitrary because, I mean, who's to say what's optimal for you to put into your head at that moment? And it's just like they have course requirements. They require you to take it at certain times, and it's like, why would this content right here? How is this the best use of my time at this age? And just a lot of getting things from third hand. I wasn't fond of that. A professor that would maybe half-ass his input when he's reading content, and then when he's trying to bring it out to the class, and maybe he's not as well versed as he made himself out to be, or he got the job because of this or that. And it's just like, you're hearing this stuff from third hand, not from the original creator, and you're hearing it wrong. Right. And I'd notice that all the time. Like, I'd be like, hope, like, that's just blatantly incorrect. Like, that is the opposite of what is the truth. And yet all these kids around me are sitting down, writing it. They're writing it down in their notebooks, and they're studying it, and they're rinsing and regurgitating. So it's like, okay, shit. And this is like material I know, but what about the material I don't know? So what am I learning? Falsehoods? Am I learning non-truths? Why am I paying so much to get this from a guy who maybe didn't achieve so much in that field, and that's why he's a professor here? They say those who can't do teach. I'm not saying that's always true, mm-hmm. but overwhelmingly it is.
Yeah, I'd say, just to play devil's advocate here, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. But I think there's also some people out there that the best teachers are also some of the best doers, and those are the fascinating ones, the ones that are fun to pay attention to. Were you in high school, and I guess your first semester in your college, were you good at school? Like, did it come easy to you?
Yeah, if I wanted to, I could. What I basically did in high school, I never did anything outside of school, so I tried to just kind of cram it in during the day, and then after 4, I had wrestling or just did my own thing. And cool. Basically it was just 3.3, just like average, do whatever, do the minimum to get by, and not be too far behind, like, just kind of be where they need you to be.
Mm-hmm. Just fly under the radar.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm not gonna, I remember what was going through my head throughout high school. It's like the same thing. Why extend myself in a direction I don't want to go? Right. When I know where my skills lie in certain domains, shouldn't I just hyper focus on those, sharpen those blades, and just go off, as opposed to having a bunch of dull tacks and really having no tools, just a bunch of fucking lumps of metal? Like, that doesn't help you. Like, I believe you should arm yourself with an arsenal of skills that you are most genetically predisposed to be good at, and just know what you're good at, focus on that, get better at that every day, and you're gonna go somewhere. As opposed to just the liberal arts mentality where, do a little bit of everything, be a jack of all trades, master of none. You should be a jack of all trades, most relevant trades, and a master of one.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And knowing that, I mean, you seem like a totally self-aware person, and you mentioned that you started Wurk 10 months ago. Before that, had you been involved in business in any way, shape, or form, or is this your first business venture?
A little bit, yeah. I was doing some e-commerce back in like 2012, but then I just
that's still early stage e-commerce.
Yeah, it was, and I was like, oh, if I stuck with it, this and that. And I remember seeing Shopify when it was like, and I remember, the early days of all that. I was doing a lot of like coins, numismatics, collectible coin currency. Yeah, I knew like basically in those trades, it's just kind of like economics of information. Like who knows more about this at a given time? They have the more bargaining power. You got the knowledge, you can go out and find deals and then flip it on the internet for 10, 20 times the amount. And it was a good gig, and then I got bored, and Wurk is like way more people oriented, and that's like the name of the game. That's okay. Life.
Yeah. I've honestly, I've been thinking about that so much recently, and I'm not WURK, but WORK quite a bit. I work quite a bit, and the more I think about it, the more I realize or I guess the more I ponder, like, is all this stuff we're just doing just stuff? Are we just doing things to make the time go by and checking these boxes? And maybe you're making the business bigger. Maybe you're.
But then I was thinking about that too. But then I realized I wanted to be in something that'd be relevant, because it's like, why? Who gives a fuck if you're just trying to like say like, oh, I'm a rock salesman. Like, fuck yeah, like I'm selling all these motherfucking rocks. I'm making so much money. Shit, we can buy more rocks and sell more rocks. Holy shit. Then it's just like, okay, you're just amassing more rocks and more cash. But it's like, what are you gonna do with that? Is like the more important thing. So it's like who cares about growth if it's not in a good direction? Like why would you want to grow a disease? So right. Basically. We've been very oriented to make sure we're doing things the right way, and so we could scale the right way. And the beginning philosophy and the never-ending philosophy, the philosophy that will carry this company into perpetuity, is basically freedom for myself and freedom for others. So basically, if we can create opportunity, bestow it onto others, we know that they're going to perform if they need to perform. And it's just beautiful, because like stuff didn't exist before we came along and said, hey, listen, you can monetize your downtime. You can monetize the skills you have and use your free time to make money.
Mm-hmm. So I think this is a great gateway. Fill us in on like what is Wurk and what are you doing? What's the team doing over there?
Yeah, so long form, it's a consumer services logistics company. What that means basically is we are a middleman service. We connect freelancers with clients and vice versa. So basically what we do, and we're building out this app. I'm going down to the University of Illinois this year I got some consultants called Faces. They're international student consulting group. Really cool what they're doing over there. And so I'm going down to build the app, make it tailored out. But basically right now our website is a platform where you can go and create a account and start working, and you can also request any of the services we offer, and that's anything from landscaping to Arabic tutoring or babysitting to like fish tank cleaning. So all sorts of home services and more.
So is it specifically within like physical labor jobs? Because I know there's a few other companies like TaskRabbit and I'm blanking on the other one, but they're for freelancers, but a lot of it's focused on like
the TaskRabbit, Thumbtack, and Tackle. The way we're differentiated is essentially those companies only do handyman stuff. Yeah. We embody what it means to be an individual. So anyone can come on and say, hey, listen, hey, Xander, hey, Wurk, like, I've got this skill. Like, I'm a ballet teacher. Like, can you get me gigs? It's like, yeah, we don't have ballet teachers. We'll throw up a ballet category and specifically tailor it to your individual, and we'll advertise for that and bring in clients for that. So basically, they do all this handyman stuff, but we also do a bunch of tutoring, sports coaching, nannying, and whatnot. So we offer just a wider array of services, and it's not just the handyman services.
Mm-hmm. So thinking about your business model, I mean, the way I see it, there's two sides, and as you mentioned, you're the middleman. So there's the end consumer who has work that needs to be done, and there's also this other person who could be a teacher or a handyman or somebody that can literally do anything, anybody with a skill. And what do you do at Wurk to build up the clientele on both sides of that market?
Yeah. So basically, it's like a chicken and the egg situation, right?
Exactly.
It's like,
yep.
Yeah. So basically, that was like a lot of questions. My dog just came in.
No worries. What kind of dog do you have?
Oh yeah, this is my dog Daisy. She's awesome. She's a
What's
yellow
up,
lab.
Daisy?
She's a total chiller. She's right here. All right. But basically, in the beginning, it was like every single thing that I could do. So I was like, I'm just sending it. In the beginning, it was $15 an hour, just a flat rate, and I was just trying to build that client list. So
you were a freelance worker for literally every skill that you had, and you were just doing. I mean, basically, you were doing odd jobs, and now you're trying to scale that.
Yeah, exactly. And I was cleaning like cat shit out of litter boxes for like $15 an hour, just making the connects. Like, yo, if you know anyone, like I got you, and then I got guys who can do it. So basically,
I got some shit that needs scooping, and
exactly.
I know a guy that can do that.
Exactly. And just basically, like the whole philosophy was behind it was like a doctor shouldn't be doing his dishes, like a lawyer shouldn't be cleaning the foyer, man. Like there's opportunity cost. These people's time worth way more than some 16-year-old kid. So they hired this kid, and we supply the body, and you supply the kid with the job, take a little bit on top, and use that for growth. And basically, to extend that opportunity onto as many people as possible is where we're at as a company right now.
Mm-hmm. So have you started to venture into doing anything inorganically? It sounds like a lot of what you've done so far is just through word of mouth, but
yeah,
what have you done on that frontier?
We've done like Facebook ads, some ads on Nextdoor, but it's always just like shit. Like there's something that we could be doing with that cash to more optimize our systems and just make a better customer experience or a better make the platform a little bit better. So because basically with the way I see it is if you build something great, the people are going to come and use it. So we want to reinvest as much as we can into making the greatest product that meets as many people's needs as possible. So I don't really care about screaming from the mountaintops like work services. Everyone know who we are. If we don't have our shit together already, like, or have the best product, because they figure out who we are and they're like, yeah, these guys are fucking bums. Like, why would I use their platform? But we're gonna have that platform. So word of mouth is just the way. And I'm sure we'll do some weird guerrilla marketing stuff and here and there. Yeah. Being on this podcast helps we reach stuff like this, but there's nothing we're really going too nuts in that regard. We don't have like a publicist.
So is everything primarily based out of Chicago then?
Yeah, I the other week I kicked it out to Denver. I was like, all right, work Denver, let's send. Yeah, and then I had people, and I was lining them up.
Why Denver? Did you just secretly want to move to Denver, so you started doing business in Denver?
That's it's a great market too, but that was a huge part of it. I had some great times out there, but basically the way I saw it, there's a lot of hospitals, a lot of doctors have a lot of money, colleges who need a lot of money, put two and two together. So basically I was sending it out there. Got some guys that are going to be, high ups over there, and we're going to be decision makers putting shit together. Basically, for some odd reason, the second I got on the plane, shit started to slide. But then we got it all back together. And so it's like, all right, like we'll try again soon. But yeah, I feel like the growth will come a lot better with the app and like the more built out platform. Because right now we're doing everything manually still, which is rough because we're getting, bookings and bookings and bookings and bookings. And it's like, we got all the great people, we got a lot of great clients, and they're all going through our heads right now. So once we can automate that and optimize that for growth, and we'll really be going off.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing to keep track of everything right now? I mean, do you just have like a Google sheet or an Excel file that you're just managing, or are you just going off of the dome?
Oh, off the dome, yeah. It's
Wow.
freewheeling it. That's how you innovate. I mean, basically, because like you got a template, right? This is a system. You put yourself into a box, and you're like, shit, it's hard to innovate when you're in this box. I got to get out of this box real quick before I can innovate. But, it's just how it is. It's gonna come. I'll get my lawyers and my accountants and all that. But in the beginning, like I'm focusing on growth. I'm focusing on optimizing the platform. I'm focusing on making the client and the worker happy.
Cool, man. Well, what's your biggest struggle right now then? I mean, I'm not sure how much scale you have right now, and it'd be probably pretty wild to manage all that just out of your head. I don't think I'd be able to pull it off.
Yeah, so my buddy Brandon, not my buddy, our Wurk's chief operational officer, essentially we had some bad eggs early on. How long ago did you come aboard?
I joined, I want to say 2.5 months ago.
We've been cooking. It feels like a lot longer than that.
Yeah, no. We got a lot done within that 2 months.
Basically, we had like we were doing really well, and they say money corrupts, and it really does. In our case, I had a kid that like I knew for 9 years, and he was just robbing us and just stealing from him. And then I found out, I was like, oh shit. And so basically, I ended like this other kid scheming about too. So I axed both of them, two like kind of key players, but bad. And so we brought aboard, or Brandon, you're a sales executive at the time, and then I think he was just ready. He was ready to take that position and run with it because he's been cooking. We promoted him to coup right there, and
coup.
Right on, let's do it.
And it was that day I remember, because like from then on it was just been every single day we're interfacing multiple times, just getting shit done, coordinating stuff, like delegating tasks to our boys, and we've got plenty of Snapchat group chats, and like that's how we're operating. Sure. That I'm sure that's it's gonna change, but for right now, that's all we've we do what we can with what we have where we are, and that's just kind of a saying we've had throughout this course.
Well, geez, you guys are making it happen, Brando.
Yep.
You just sat down. Fill us in. Who are you? What are you up to? Where are you from?
So I'm Brandon Kane. I'm from Barrington, Illinois. It's like 10 minutes away from South Barrington.
Yeah.
I met Xander. When was it?
We met in wrestling. Yeah. He was a freshman. He's 2 years younger than me, so he's 18 actually, and he's been cooking. Yeah. We've hired and fired plenty of people who were like in their 30s, and like you gotta have the guys who have like the heart and the motivation and the vision and the long term. Like someone who's 30, they're gonna be dead in 80 years. But guess what? Guess what? Me in 80 years,
holy grail.
I'll be 100, but I'll be around both mentally and hopefully physically, and yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Right on, boys.
Oh yeah.
Right on. Well, go ahead, Brando.
Yeah, so we met in wrestling a couple of years back, and I think I got the interest because work really started blowing up when quarantine first started with the COVID. Anyway, my parents are getting on me about getting money for school, and for next year I'm going to the University of Iowa, and So they wanted me to get money. And then I saw Xander making all these posts about, you can work and make money and whatever. So I hit him up, and I didn't think much of it. I was like, maybe I'll just go be a manual laborer and put in some hours, X hours a day, get this much money and be good. But it turned into a lot more than that, which I'm glad about. Like, I think ever since we lost those guys and I've taken up both of their positions, it's helped me a lot, and we've been doing a lot together. Me and Xander just taking the next steps to hit that final goal.
Cool. Well, what does the next year look like for the two of you? And I guess work in general.
I it's so hard. Like I never know, you know.
Yeah.
You never know till you know.
We got little plans.
I got like 3-month plans.
Okay.
And I know everyone's like, oh, have that vision. The vision's got to change, you know. You gotta move the goalposts over yonder, you know, every here and that. And basically, 3 months. I got these. I'm going down to Champaign, Illinois, where U of I is. I've got that great group I was telling you about, Faces Consulting, and then beyond that, I don't know. Like I'm just thinking, like, do I want to like get a place down there and make it a hub and be like, oh shit, you know, a bunch of pretty good talent from Geis, and then recruit a bunch of Illinois kids for when they go back in the summer, like, or I was thinking like, do I want to get an RV, just straight kick it around the U.S., you know, just grinding it out. Like I have no idea what the next year entails, but that's the beauty of it, because I don't like to know, you know. I don't like to know what's next. It gets boring, you know. That's why another thing I didn't like about school, they give you that syllabus and then they say, this is what we're going to do and these are the weeks we're going to do it. It's like, shit, like we can just do it, you know. Let's just do it right now. Let's do it right here, right now. Get this shit done and figure out what's going on after. Like, but they're like, no, they draw it out and you know every day, like it's going to be, oh, we're reviewing this, and you know everything that's coming up next. And it's just like, I want to have something that is truly different, you know, and I don't want to say unguided because we know the grand goal, but we're going to have a fun time getting there.
Cool. Well, it sounds like a blast, guys. And I mean, the more I'm thinking about it, COVID, there's probably dozens, if not hundreds or thousands of people that just have something around their house that they've always wanted to get to, and now they see it every day and they're like, all right,
yeah, it's not even that. Now it's insane because the school district around here just shut down. It's entirely remote for COVID. And so like nannies, tutors, sports coaches, like we're just been onboarding so many, and we just need more and more every day because it's just such demand. And we're not even advertising. Like this is all through word of mouth, and we haven't even sent out like an email to our client list or anything yet because we're just like, holy shit, let's respond to what's going on here now. But it's been magnificent, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And just the opportunity to they say, you know, good comes when opportunity meets preparedness, and it's just kind of right there. Like we've gotten to this point, and the situation has made us more powerful than maybe we should be right now. Not powerful in a way of like, oh shit, you know, dominate your fellow man, but like, hey, we got a lot of opportunity to extend on our fellow man, and we got a lot of people to help out along the way, and it's just going to be a great time.
Cool. Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. I mean, is there anything else? I want to give you the floor. Is there anything else that you want to say before we hop off here?
No, but I'd say, actually, yeah, one more thing. I'd say if anyone's trying to do something like similar, you know, just go out and do your own thing, I'd say do it, you know. Like there's no downside really. It has its ups and downs, but that's life in general. And if you think you just like want to, you know, play the game, fit the narrative, appease everyone, you're never going to appease yourself. So once you stop living for other people and start living for, you know, to actualize your true potential, that's when you're going to bestow the greatest benefit upon mankind. So if we could all just achieve what we all want to achieve as individuals, we'd all rise. So let's rise.
Right on. Brando, anything from you?
Anything for me?
Yeah. Final words.
I mean, everything he said.
Times two.
Go fearless. No fear.
I love it, guys. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming on here. You guys are an absolute riot. If I'm ever in Chicago, I gotta come out and see you guys because you guys are a blast.
Dude,
It's
yeah.
great to hang out with.
We'd make some. We've got some good stomping grounds around here.
Right on. Well, maybe I'll run into you out in Colorado at some point.
Yeah. Go to Nashville after that. So
Right
we'll
on.
see you.
Well, thanks, boys.
Awesome.